Hello, and a very pleasant evening to wherever you may be. My name is Tom Vasella, and this is my curriculum development presentation for curriculum leadership in higher education. As a lot of you know, I'm an assistant baseball coach at Moore Park Community College, and this summer I am tasked with teaching the ICA M35 Conditioning and Training for Athletic Competition in Baseball. This course has never had a real curriculum from an academic perspective, and I'm very excited to take this approach to this project from outside the box. This class is offered within the kinesiology department under the ICA classification, which simply stands for Intercollegiate Athletics. Our school mission statement states, with a student-first philosophy, Moore Park College empowers its diverse community of learners to complete their goals for academic transfer, basic skills, and career technical education. Moore Park integrates instruction and student services, collaborates with industry and educational partners, and promotes a global perspective. Our vision statement goes on to state that we value a learning environment that embraces innovative thinking, a culture of creativity, and excellence through community, integrity, dialogue, access, responsibility, and citizenship, all of which can be found within our baseball program. The course description reads as follows. It develops athletic skills and techniques in baseball, emphasizes team development and competitive improvement and intensity. The big thing for us is that students must be capable of competing at the intercollegiate level. Now, the course is a summer class offered to incoming freshmen to hope to make our school's baseball team. The delivery method for this course will be a little different than most baseball courses. Obviously, there will be a lecture followed by demonstration and then a practice and critique of the player's performance, but this course will also include video examples of professional athletes. I find that my players will grasp what I am talking about a little better when I can show them a big leaguer doing exactly what I'm talking about. I will just text a video from YouTube of almost any big leaguer's swing or pitching motion directly to the player. Here's a quick overview of the course outcomes before we go into each one with a little more detail. First, they will understand and execute field maintenance and preparation. Then, demonstrate a baseball-specific workout regimen. Next, players will demonstrate the baseball practice routine, then conduct first and third situation plays, and execute a sacrifice bunt in consideration of the runner's location. My head coach is a stickler for his field, and I will not have him come back to the program with his playing surface in disarray. There is a process to field prep, and our players must know how to take care of the field. So, through lecture, demonstration, and applied practice, players will demonstrate understanding of desired field preparation for their respective positions, including lightly moistening the infield soil, leveling the soil surface with a rake, tamping the infield surface in high usage areas, broom the remaining loose dirt evenly in a circular motion, and then heavily soak the field. There's a lot that goes in to keeping the field nice. Second, as freshmen, they are probably not very familiar with the weight room or how exactly to work out like a baseball player. We believe in sport-specific training at Moore Park. It's not just about working out the beauty muscles. So, through lecture, demonstration, and applied practice, players will demonstrate understanding of baseball workout techniques, sequence, and timing, including core body exercises for transferable strength, functional movement exercises for baseball-related activities, agility and plyometric drills for speed and power, shoulder care sequence for injury prevention, and they will learn myofascial release, or MFR for short, which is a technique for improved recovery. Our third outcome is about the practice routine. Essentially, it's learning how to practice and knowing where to be when. So through lecture, demonstration, and applied practice, players will demonstrate understanding of our baseball practice routine, including proper location for group and position rotation activities, procedure for batting practice segment, procedures for a throwing program, procedures for fundamental defensive situations, and procedures for running and conditioning activities. Next, players will need to understand our first and third situational plays. These can be extremely complicated, but it is imperative to at least know 3 of them. The throw-through play, where a catcher simply throws all the way through second base. The peek play, where a catcher must peek at the runner at third and throw to the desired location. And the pump fake play, where the catcher will pump fake the ball and then throw to wherever he needs to. There is a lot of discrepancies here, and it is a very, very tricky baseball play. The last outcome deals with sacrifice bunts in consideration of the runner's location. Players will need to be able to execute 2 different types of bunts. One to the first base side with a runner on first, and one to the third base side with a runner on second base. I will go further in depth on this subject in a moment. But first, we have to talk about our assessment strategy. As the faculty member, authentic assessment of outcomes through observation of activity while utilizing qualitative evaluation rubric outlining levels of accomplishment, including proficient, marginal, and inadequate. Also, let us not forget that this is a team. Players will also be able to evaluate and help each other along the way. Players provide informal feedback of teammates' performance, which reinforces peer assessors' knowledge of successful outcomes. According to Latuca and Stark, peer teaching and evaluation requires students to elaborate their knowledge rather than simply recalling it. For example, they can be there for each other when a player has a hard time getting a bunt down. Now, I do not expect them to know this rubric by heart, but they should be able to know what we are looking for in an exceptional bunt. Players have to reposition their front leg, open their stance so they can see the baseball more clearly. They also need to place the bat at the top of the strike zone with their knees bent. Must also have that bat preset angle with the hand position before the pitch delivery, and then a player must execute a backwards lateral movement upon pitch contact. Granted, at the end of the day, as long as they get the bunt down, I am a happy coach. Which leads me to my first question for feedback. Often, evaluation of athletic performance is based on the concept of go, no-go, meaning a player was either successful or unsuccessful, rather than at which level they executed. Which method of assessment should be preferred? A lot of coaches don't really care as long as the job gets done, but what if they did it poorly? Second question. Might there be methods of delivery other than those that we talked about earlier? And last, often, athletic course content is not approached from an academic perspective. Is there an added benefit from utilizing this approach? Here's our reference page. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to your feedback. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.